All right, we should be live. Y'all know what to do. Let me double check and make sure we're good. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. Happy Thursday. It's Friday's Eve tonight or today. Hopefully y'all are doing well. You know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. We've got a great show for you, and welcome. Welcome to another YouTube live stream. We have got a lot of content to get into. It's going to be an interesting one. We're going to talk about Alex Pretti, and I'm sure the viral videos y'all have seen and what's going on in that situation. We'll talk a little bit about the investigation and what may have been going on behind the scenes. Of course, we're going to talk about what's going on right here at home in Fulton County. Everything with the FBI raiding the voting office. They even raided a storage unit and got over 700,000 votes. It's crazy, man. It's going to be interesting to talk about. And of course, we got some other things we're going to get into as well. Brendan Banfield's on the stand testifying about the murder of his wife and another man. So we'll get into it here in a second. But before we do, I got to say what's up to the people, man. Shout out to everybody who's in here. So good to see y'all, man. Thank you to everybody who makes this show the amazing place that it is. We've got my beautiful, awesome, amazing Amy in here first thing. Excuse me, y'all. Still working on this cough. Doing what she does. Amy's in here being amazing. If you haven't yet, please make sure you go subscribe and support Amy's channel. She puts a lot of work into it and has some amazing bingeable content. So go check her out. Taco Tuesday is in here on the Thursday. We've got Virginia Wiley, Les Cleaver in here. A Fitz is back in the building. Mr. Tesla's here. Shout out to Mr. Tesla. We got to give him a round of applause. Oh, Mr. Tesla, you haven't heard about this? Mr. Tesla's right here in Fulton County with me and Amy. Yeah, we're going to get into it. President Trump's getting his get back. Good to see y'all in the building. As I always do, I only have one favor to ask you all, and that's to like the video. Likes are free, helps the channel continue to grow, and lets the algorithm know you guys are enjoying the show, and it shares the video, the channel, this live stream with more people. So if you could, make sure y'all do that. There's nearly 200 of you that have liked the video so far, so thank you to everyone who's liked the video. If you're feeling extra generous, you can share the video as well. That's just as easy. You just click the share button and you can share it to any social media platform you're on, whether that's X, Instagram, Facebook. You can even share it in your group chat via text message. Last but not least, I will be reading super chats as we go throughout the show, and we have a couple here already. Shout out to my guy, Les Cleaver, one of the hardest working people in this community. This guy, he's always showing up, showing out, supporting. He's watching before work, while he's on his lunch break, after work, commenting like crazy, and dropping the super chats and being a member for 15 months. He says, I love this place. Oh, man. And it's been a wild ride. God bless you all. Been busy on my end, but you're not forgotten. Thank you, Les Cleaver. He also drops the 5 bomb as well and says the truth is coming to light in Fulton County. Amen. We're going to get into it. That's actually going to be our second topic today. And we've got a couple things we're going to talk about there. Not only with what's going on with those voting ballots, but the officials here, local officials in Fulton County, are not happy. We haven't heard Fannie Willis talk about it yet, but she probably needs to sit this one out, because if anyone's to blame, it could be her. Shout out to Mr. Tesla, says, yeah, I've been on my grind under a rock. It's been a minute. Hey, do your thing, man. Out here getting the bag. Shout out to Mr. Tesla. Glad to see you in here. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it again. If y'all could, please make sure you like the video on your way in. It's free. It helps us out so much. And thank you to everyone who's already done that as well. Let's go ahead and get into our first topic. Now, this one is going to get wild, because we've been covering everything that's been happening with Alex Pretti from the time he was shot, tragically shot by this Department of Homeland Security, this Border Patrol agent, as they were tussling, going back and forth. And many of you have seen that video where we covered that. Now there's more information coming out about maybe the reasons why Alex Pretti was having this disdain towards ICE, towards the Department of Homeland Security, towards Border Patrol. And we even seeing some interactions he had before he was shot and killed. You know, this is going to get interesting. This footage was initially released by BBC, and I saw the footage and I could not believe that it was real. I didn't think it was Alex Pretti at first, because the difference we were seeing in this video versus what we saw in the video that happened recently when he was killed, it was dramatic. And obviously the narrative that was being painted by the media was that he was a nice guy. He was an ICU nurse. He was working with vets. He had the utmost respect for people. His family loved him. Now we have this from Redline News says, whoa, newly obtained BBC footage reveals Alex Pretti armed and out of control. Oh, man. Spitting on federal agents and damaging a vehicle just a week before his death. The nurse who would never hurt anyone, as they say. Check this out if y'all haven't seen this video. I was shocked, to be honest.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Pretti interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him.
Just being a regular person, how would you guys feel if somebody did this to your car? Your feelings for Alex Pretti and for ICE aside, how would you guys feel if somebody did that? Not to mention, if you have any doubt that this is a video of Alex Pretti, if you think it's AI, we're going to debunk some of that shortly, but this has been verified by his family that this is him and he was at this event and at this protest.
Immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. On the morning of January 13th.
Now, I'm going to let the video finish playing, but you guys can see right here. If we pause it there, he was armed again. He was armed this time as well, and you can see it there.
On the morning of January 13th,
our
team received a tip that federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36th and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. We arrived around 10:15 a.m. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight. An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground.
It's a wonder why he wasn't arrested then.
During the altercation, agents fired tear gas and pepper balls into the crowd. They continued to hold the man down before they retreat, and he walks away. The man in our footage is wearing a similar outfit to what Pretti was wearing on the day he was killed. What appears to be a gun is also visible above his waistband.
Yeah, you can see it really good there now. Dang.
Here, he continues to stand at the scene.
Look at all these people out here. What are these How do they get away with this? Don't they have to go to work?
On the day he was killed, the Department of Homeland Security claims Pretti, a 37-year-old ICU nurse, approached officers holding a handgun. That claim has been contradicted by analysis of bystander videos from multiple news investigations, which concluded that Pretti was holding a phone, not a gun, when he was pinned to the street.
And they're still going. Wow.
Shortly after the altercation we filmed here on January 13th, federal agents drove away. Soon after that, we left the scene.
So, you're probably wondering, well, what does this have to do with Alex Pretti being shot and killed? Well, to me, it doesn't have anything to do with it other than the fact that there were a lot of narratives out there, and I even corrected the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. I corrected Greg Bovino when they said it appeared he went there to inflict damage. It appeared he went there the day he was shot to get into it with law enforcement, to cause issues to law enforcement. And I said, whoa, guys, chill out. We don't know that. Well, now that we see this video, it changes things a little bit about Alex's intentions of going to that protest, not only armed, and some would say legally, we don't know because it's alleged that he wasn't armed legally because he didn't have his ID on him. But the fact that he was willing to do this against federal law enforcement, I mean, maybe that leaves the door open for speculation, although it be speculation, that Alex wanted to cause harm and he was wanting to go there to get some action. Now, we do have another angle of this video that shows some of what he was saying and the interaction with these ICE agents in this case. It was crazy.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Every mistake you made in your life is fucking wrong. Look at you, pepper spray bitch. Fucking insult me, motherfucker. Fucking fuck you guys. Fucking trash. Fucking trash. Fuck you.
Again, I don't know how he wasn't arrested. This is insane. Only thing I could think of is maybe because local law enforcement wasn't involved. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. So then we've got more information here, and shout out to Amy for posting this over on X. If y'all do not follow Amy on X, make sure you do that at IAMYLEIGH on X. That's at IAmyLee on X. She has a little bit more information on what he was saying, although most of us probably heard what he said. Amy says, for those who didn't believe the truth, and you said the last video was AI, which it's not. It's been verified by his family that it wasn't. Here is another angle. The family has confirmed it was him. CNN and other news stories have posted it and confirmed it as well. He says, what the F is wrong with you? If y'all can hear it.
Pretti is seen yelling at officers and taunting them. Pretti's family confirmed their son was the man spitting at an ICE vehicle before smashing the taillight in the video.
Y'all said you heard it? Yeah. Again, why? Why, man? Why? And it's the weird thing about this too is that if he had been arrested that day, maybe he would still be alive. It's possible. Amy also posted this on X. 1 week before he died, CNN reports Alex Pretti had a physical confrontation with federal agents just before the Minneapolis shooting. He was reportedly observing ICE when agents tackled him, leaving him with a broken rib. Now, what we saw in that video doesn't look like a situation where he would break a rib. I mean, they grabbed him. He wasn't tackled by them and pushed him to the ground to stop him from doing what he was doing. And then they moved on with their day. So this could be in reference to another situation that Alex had, which would be wild. Amy says records reviewed by CNN also show he was known to federal law enforcement prior to the fatal encounter, which could be important. This wasn't the first interaction. This wasn't out of nowhere. And that context changes how his story is being told. And a lot of people are silent on this, which is unfortunate. I wish, and that's why we're going to keep doing what we're doing here, because we just look at things objectively. You don't really have to pick a side in these cases because that's what the court's proceedings are for. And now that we know this information, that is going to factor into how things proceed moving forward from a legal standpoint with the charges, with the interaction. A lot of people are saying, well, this has nothing to do with the day he was shot. This has everything to do with the day he was shot. And if you want to think to yourself that if this goes to trial and that federal agent has to stand trial and this video of how Alex was treating and behaving towards these federal agents isn't going to be shown, then I think you're kidding yourself. What does CNN say here? Alex Pretti broke a rib in a confrontation with federal agents a week before his death, sources say. Federal immigration officers have been collecting personal information about protesters and agitators in Minneapolis, sources told CNN, and had documented details about Alex Pretti before he was shot to death on Saturday. If so, that's going to change a lot. It is unclear how Pretti first came to the attention of federal authorities, but sources told CNN that about a week before his death, he suffered a broken rib when a group of federal officers tackled him while he was protesting their attempt to detain other individuals. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security said that the Department of Homeland Security law enforcement has no record of that incident. We haven't seen it on video yet. Maybe it's out there somewhere. A memo sent earlier this month to agents temporarily assigned to the city asked them to capture all images, license plates, identifications, and general information on hotels, agitators, protesters, etc. So we can capture it all in one consolidated form, according to the correspondence reviewed by CNN. Pretti's previous encounter in another reflection of an aggressive approach federal agents are taking with observers and protesters, a philosophy underscored by the request of the agents to collect information about protesters whose activities are broadly protected by the First Amendment. Yeah, not kicking and breaking a taillight and spitting on the federal agents. I mean, again, I'm not sure why or how he wasn't arrested in that case. DHS has repeatedly warned of threats against federal law enforcement officers during immigration enforcement operations and criticized protesters who they argue are impeding those operations. There's no argument. They're impeding those investigations and the operations, and they're doing it intentionally. On Tuesday, the department also published an online tip form to share information about people allegedly harassing ICE officers. When our law enforcement officers are violent agitator who is breaking the law, obstructing law enforcement, or assaulting them, our law enforcement makes records to advance prosecution. This is not groundbreaking. It is a standard protocol, said DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. The earlier incident started when he stopped his car after observing ICE agents chasing what he described as a family on foot and began shouting and blowing his whistle, according to a source who asked not to be named out of fear of retribution. Interesting. Pretti later told the source that 5 agents tackled him and one leaned on his back. In an encounter that left him with a broken rib, the agents quickly released him from the scene. That day, he thought he was going to die, said the source. Pretti was later given medical consent with treating the broken rib, according to the records reviewed by CNN. Very interesting. So again, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, specifically with the FBI's investigation into this. We've already heard from the president, who said, I'm going to look at this closely. We want to see what happens here. They clearly did not like or were not happy with how things were being handled on the side of ICE as well, because they pulled Greg Bovino out of there. They brought in Tom Homan. Tom Homan's making a ton of changes, which we want to get into because, again, that's leaning more towards the political side. And I want to stay away from that and focus more on the facts. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes moving forward with the investigation. And local law enforcement now is getting more involved in what's going on with ICE and with these protests specifically. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and in the chat. Shout out to the gang, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank you to everyone who has liked the video so far as well. This is a sad situation. Sad situation, tragic. I don't think anybody's debating that. I think what's being discussed is whether it was justified or not. When it comes to Alex being shot and killed. It's tough, man. It's tough. Mr. Tesla said, not Gorilla Grip. Oh my gosh. I knew this was going to happen, talking about the FBI. We're going to get into it in a second. The FBI rating these ballots. As a former election administrator from a large population, over 600,000, it's not just on the local level. This will go up to the Secretary of State's office. And this is just the beginning. I think this is all a part of, and wouldn't it be crazy if they pulled the Uno reverse and filed a RICO against Fulton County? This is all laying the foundation for what I've said and what I've predicted is going to happen. Charges going against Fannie Willis, charges going against Fulton County. It's not looking great. Not looking great. This video doesn't change much. I already knew he was an involved protester. With the death video, I don't see his hands or anything enough to make an informed opinion. Yeah, you can somewhat see his hands, and they're saying he had a phone. But if he had a phone and he was armed and they said gun and he's reaching for his phone, and we've seen people die many times for that. No criminal charges filed usually. Civil charges, sure. But I mean, it's the federal government. Let's write you a check and say, yeah, hey, sorry about that. That's not him. His beard is longer. It is him. His family's already verified it. That is him. Multiple sources confirmed it. Yes. That guy has glasses on. He wears glasses, and I guess he wears the same clothes every day. Yeah. What's up? What's up with that? I guess Alex went home and put on his battle suit or something. Because that was weird. He was wearing the same clothes. But honestly, you know, he's a guy. So who knows? Maybe he only had a couple of pieces of clothing for certain occasions, and he had his battle suit that he was going to wear to go and fight ICE. I don't know. It's all a mess. And again, I truly believe that it is tragic because I don't think he deserved to die. I think he made some dumb decisions. I think he put himself in a bad situation. I don't think he needed to be murdered, killed. It's unfortunate. Unless somebody's, again, firing shots back at you or trying to take your life, it's tough. But in the agent's defense, if they perceive that that's what was happening, do you really have a choice? Sad, man. That was his protest. Oh, man. Come on, man. That was his protest fit. Is crazy. Jeez. Shout out to Alex. Rest in peace, man. That's tough. I can't believe you said that was his protest fit. All right, let's go ahead and get into this topic. Let me make sure we're good. It looked like I lost y'all for a second. Let me double check and see if we're good. Can y'all let me know if you can hear me and see me? Let me see. We should be to protest fit. It's wild. Oh, that's the first time I've heard that. All right, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and get into this one. So again, it looks like Fannie Willis put a target on the back of Fulton County. And hey, if you don't want to put it on Fannie Willis, you can put it on Kamala Harris, who Fannie Willis allegedly never met with. But this election interference case is starting to take a new turn because man, the shoe is on the other foot. And the president of the United States, the Department of Justice, the FBI, they want to find out what really happened in 2020. So now we've got an FBI raid of the Fulton County Election Office, and it's going to get wild. We're going to hear coming up. We're going to hear from the FBI. We're going to hear what went down. And in a later video, we're actually going to hear from local officials, even the commissioner, as they try and scramble to figure out what in the world is going on in Fulton County and if there's anything they can do to prevent it. There's a search warrant and everything. Let's hear from Fox News about what's going on. Shout out to Fannie for making this happen.
Fox News is learning FBI agents are on site at a Fulton County election office in Georgia, where they are conducting a search. David Spunt's got more details for us on this developing story. David?
Hi, Sandra. This is a satellite office for the Fulton County Elections Office. The FBI Atlanta press office confirming this, not giving many details, saying that the FBI is executing a court-authorized law enforcement action. No other details at this time, but we do know via sources a judge signed off on this warrant, allowing these agents, as you see them, enter this building to take items from the inside. Now, we're told that this is a sealed matter before the court, meaning details are now limited.
This is crazy.
Agents are looking at documents, phones, computers. We are told via multiple sources this is related to the 2020 presidential election. Now, we don't know specifically what agents are taking to the FBI lab, items that may eventually become part of a federal case. You may remember President Trump was charged in Fulton County with trying to overturn the 2020 election results. That's Brad Raffensperger right there. He is the Secretary of State of Georgia. That is the Fulton County District Attorney, Fani Willis. Now, Raffensperger spoke to President Trump back in early 2021, and Trump said that he wanted to find some 11,000 votes to help win the election. Raffensperger said that he felt pressure from Trump. Willis then took Donald Trump to trial. That didn't happen. In 2023, she said that her prosecution was all buttoned up, ready to go, but it was completely derailed after it was revealed she had an intimate relationship with the top prosecutor on her team, and it could have tainted the case. Late last year, a judge dismissed the case in its entirety. It's important to point out, Sandra, that a judge typically would not just sign off on a warrant so the FBI could go on what's known as a fishing expedition. It's likely the FBI and DOJ presented some credible evidence to the judge for the judge to go ahead and give the green light. No immediate...
Again, a raid at this scale, there's got to be something there. You don't just get to walk up into an election office and grab ballots. Well, unless you're the previous administration, I guess you can do whatever you want.
Comment from the Justice Department. Again, the FBI confirming this court-authorized search warrant. We are waiting to see if perhaps Director Kash Patel, Attorney General Pam Bondi, or even Secretary Raffensperger, or perhaps Governor Brian Kemp have anything to say.
Kash Patel's got a lot to say.
David Spunt there in Washington on that for us. Keep us posted. David, thank you. Bill.
Thank you.
Well, Sandra, Charlie Kirk's alleged...
All right, so we're going to actually hear from the FBI director. Y'all know Kash Patel is going to have a lot to say about this one. But before we do that, let's hear from some of the local folks there in Fulton County, here in Fulton County, about what went down.
And we are following that big story back here at home at the Fulton County Elections Office in Fairburn as the FBI is serving a search warrant and a raid there. We're going to get out to one of our cameras here and listen in together. I believe this is a live news conference, and we'll get you the name and who they're talking with as well. Let's listen in together, and then we'll come right back.
Now, what's weird about this is that I've heard rumors that the warrant that was originally, again, signed or not, I have not seen the warrant, so I can't tell you standing here if it's even a valid warrant. But apparently those 700 boxes of ballots, they didn't have a warrant that quite covered what they wanted. So what they're having to do now is try to amend the warrant somehow. But their full intention is to take 700 boxes of ballots away from the 2020 election. The reason I know that is because there are two state election board members from Georgia in there, Jan and Sally, who have participated in election denial and conspiracy theories themselves, to be very clear. And Jan was on the phone, and she said in front of me, they should take all 700 boxes away. So that is the clear intention of the people who are trying to grab these ballots to pursue conspiracy theories, is to grab as many ballots as possible. I've also heard from Fulton officials that there is no protection for chain of custody. There is no assurance that chain of custody is being preserved. That's so important because if they are able to modify the contents of these boxes, when I say they, I mean the Trump administration, then there's really no way of knowing what did happen in 2020. I mean, look what's happening with the Epstein files, right? There's a real question as to whether those files are actually, we hear the FBI director might be on his way, but what we know is that I took a video of a couple of the ERT team members. I tried to ask them what they were getting, what they were there for. They could not tell me. They said they tried to refer me to a public relations officer. What did you say?
Why do you think this is happening right now, State Senator?
Well, I think it's happening. I said this a minute ago because of this weekend. You know, Donald Trump is an illusion artist, and he's an entertainer. And when things go bad for him, he tries to change the subject.
He's the president of the United States, two-time president of the United States, by the way. Chill out.
So
That's
this weekend,
crazy.
we saw the entire country in uproar about the violation of Alex Pretti's Second Amendment and First Amendment rights. That has created a huge political problem for Donald Trump. And so it's no surprise to me that the very next week, while we're still talking about that loss, while we're still talking about ICE and Border Patrol overreach, that he swoops in with the FBI to create this spectacle here in Fulton County, which again is his favorite punching bag. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Stop deflecting.
Notes together, as you can tell, he's very fired up about this. He says that he believes that they've been there to take Pretti and the death there happening with ICE officials, and you can see that news conference going in as well. Those are other, just kind of pointing out, standing to the right, you can see those name badges there. He was just elected into the state Senate, and then I believe the woman with the glasses also is with the state Senate as well there. So our photographer and our reporter there on the scene will continue to follow this story as they come available. As you can see, more people. Our Deidre Dukes kind of gave us a heads up. She's been at the Capitol when this news broke. She says they've been very fired up, and a lot of them were heading here to the scene in Fairburn. And as we see, a lot of them, Rashawn Kemp is his name that I was just referring to. And
hey, listen, they are worried, and as they should be, because I'll be interested to see what comes of this investigation. And again, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, hey, we get to charge the fifth, at the time, 45th president of the United States because we think this is what happened. And then that gets thrown out, and you expect nothing to happen. You expect for the person who was falsely accused, and a judge threw it out. This isn't me saying it, so y'all don't say, oh, you're MAGA, oh, you're a Trumper. No, this is just facts. It was thrown out, and the judge said, nah, we ain't doing that. You will expect there to be an investigation into why there was so much pushback against what was happening in Fulton County. All the evidence and all the facts leading up to the president, the former president at the time, being indicted showed there was something else going on behind the scenes. There should have been an investigation, and whether it was Joe Biden, whether it was Kamala Harris, or whether it is the now 47th president of the United States that was being investigated and then had the charges dropped, I think there should be something that needs to be done after that to see what was going on, because we're not blind, we're not dumb. We saw how this whole investigation was handled, the indictment was handled. Something's not adding up. Let me know what y'all think in the comments in the chat. Shout out to the gang, man. I don't know what's going on. We're having some connection issues. Hopefully we should be okay. But thank y'all for still being in here. They overreacted and uniforms gone to their heads. It's called lack of training. All right, guys, are we really going to do this again today? Listen, if you are armed and you're wrestling and you're resisting law enforcement, God, why are we doing this? If you are armed, and rightfully so armed, and you're wrestling and tussling with law enforcement, and you look like and appear to be reaching for your firearm, you're gonna die. What are we talking about? And hey, listen, you know what? Even if, let's not say you're going to die, because that's probably being too extreme. You have a high likelihood of being shot. A wise man once said, with great power comes great responsibility. You have the power in this country and in many states, in a lot of states, and in this great state of Georgia, to carry a gun. How you decide to act while you are carrying that gun, while you are practicing your rights, can determine everything. In Alex Pretti's case, it can determine whether you're alive or whether you're dead. No one is saying he didn't have a right to be there. No one's saying he didn't have a right to be yelling in the face of ICE agents. No one's saying he didn't have a right to carry his gun. But in no world, on no planet, if you are being detained, moved, are receiving lawful orders from law enforcement, and you have a gun on you, and you are resisting and fighting with them, and the officer perceives that you are reaching for your gun, going for your gun, God, stop it. You cannot argue this. So even if the gun was gone at the time, you then don't know if this man has another gun. You don't know if he has a knife. And if he's going, he's reaching, and it's a cell phone, well, that's on him. You don't get to control how somebody else reacts to that. I'm not going to keep debating this point or harping on this point, because I think it's silly at this point. It's just dumb. It's our country, not the government. We pay those people. So let me ask you a question. all the rights to one side. You're basically saying that law enforcement, we've seen him being detained by law enforcement, his gun being taken. There's no conversation here. And at this point, I think y'all, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I know that you would not advise someone. And if you would, okay, in their right mind, no one really even cared about him being out there yelling, being in the street. We can say, okay, well, they asked him to move out of the street and he backed up, right? But dang, you're going to be armed and wrestle with the police officer, wrestle with law enforcement. What are we talking about here? Do I need to play that video again? I don't want to. YouTube doesn't like when we play that video. But there's like 60,000 things wrong in this entire situation. So again, do all the rights go to the people and law enforcement just has no rights? Y'all just want the ICE agents to sit there and take it? Like, hey, you can yell in their face. Hey, yeah, he can carry a gun. Hey, yeah, he can push him. What are we arguing here? I'm trying to, now I gotta scroll all the way back to find this video because we're still in here going back and forth about Alex Pretti. It's insane. Shout out to Amy for reminding y'all to like the video. Yeah, again, guys, I don't know. I might be having a little connection issues. So y'all let me know if you're starting to see some connection issues because I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to find the video. Gosh, I can't believe it has been that long ago since we first talked about this. I'm almost there. I want to find the one that shows it from start to finish. That's not it. Here we go. And this doesn't even show the whole thing. What did he say? He said, where was it? Obstruction is a physical act. Okay. So no one at this point isn't doing anything to Alex here. They were trying to get this woman out of the street. So it's between right now. They told Alex, hey, yo, back up, get out the way. This woman's even trying to pull Alex back and say, hey, leave it alone. Officer pushes this woman down. And Alex, what does he do? He steps in front of the law enforcement officer, puts his hands on him, and said, hey, man, don't effing touch her. So there's your physical act. Now you're in it. Get back. Get back. Alex is pulling the woman away. Obstruction. All right, how many counts of obstruction y'all want? I see 2 so far. You want to keep going?
The fuck, people! The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly!
Obstruction. No, stop skipping to the shooting, guys. We're talking about everything that happened before then. Because again, everyone's trying to paint this narrative that, oh, he didn't do anything. He wasn't doing anything. Come on. It's right there. What are you guys looking at?
The fuck, people! The fuck is wrong with you?
And now he's resisting.
Honestly.
Officer says, don't fight back. Fighting back. Fighting, guys. With a weapon. Armed. Gun, gun, gun. Gun, gun, gun. He's fighting. Gun, gun, gun. Hey, you know, they don't have any rights, though. And the more I see this, the more I realize, yep, this was not good. Look at this. Before the first shot was fired, what is Alex doing? Can y'all see me? What is he doing? He's doing this. Gun, 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 gun. A second goes by. He's resisting. Before any shots were fired, what happens? This man, he's like, oh no. What are we doing, guys? You'll say, oh, he was pulling his pants up. He was reaching back there to get his phone. Bro, are you serious? You hear gun, 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 and somebody goes like this, you're cooked. What are we doing? And this is, again, watching it in slow motion. Yeah, imagine being there. I'm going to stop talking and play this through. I don't know what y'all are looking at. This is crazy.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Lack of training, but they put up with more than I would. I'm gonna be honest. This is some BS. I would have been in there. We wouldn't have to worry about the gun. The brother would have been sleeping and not with shots in him. A very soft push. Boy, I'm about to kick him. Again, we can disagree, but to be blind is just crazy. So at first, he didn't do anything wrong. Now it's just, he just shoved and pushed him. And then it's just, well, he was pulling his pants up. He was just reaching for a phone. Boy, oh boy, this is sad, man. This is sad. Can we just all agree that this never should have happened? Can we all agree that Alex's behavior was unnecessary? Why are we doing this? They came and harassed him. He was on his stomach and 6 of them on him. They took his gun and yelled gun. I agree with Elijah on the pushing. They didn't have to push her that hard. Okay. What does that have to do with this man getting shot? They could have just grabbed her or arrested her. Hell no, I wouldn't. I'm in Florida. I wouldn't go out in 60 degrees. We can see. I don't know. Can they? Can they see? So none of you think they should have been at home? No, they think he was exercising his rights and he should be out there tussling with law enforcement, reaching for his gun. Helping the lady is obstructing. Yeah. He stepped in between the officer. All right. That's just whatever. Y'all got it. Hey, an argument at this point. You interfere with law enforcement. It's that simple. Thank you to everybody who's in here. We got over 6,000 of y'all watching. How's everything look? Is everything looking okay? I want to make sure the signal's good. Yeah, you're right. You know what? You're right. Yeah, Alex didn't do anything wrong. He's just exercising his rights. He was an innocent man, armed and just trying to help. That's it. they're fighting back. It's not easy to just grab and arrest. Yeah, we're going to get into it. So as we get back into what's going on with everything in Fulton County can't catch a break. Whether it's Fani Willis, the president of the United States, and now as we're hearing the FBI is raiding the election offices right here in Fulton County over, of course, the 2020 election. And there's a lot of outrage from local officials, even our guy, Chairman, Rob Pitts, who's going to speak on it. We're going to hear from several others. We're going to hear from the commissioner later and find out how they feel about everything happening with this FBI raid. There is a warrant to get over 700 boxes of ballots. And we're going to talk about it here in a second. So shout out to the person who posted this on X. Says Fulton County Chairman Rob Pitts at the election warehouse says 2020 ballots are no longer safe and secure because they are out of Fulton County control. He said, hey, y'all get ready because it's about to be something.
Now they have been removed from this facility, out of our control. We don't know where they're being taken. We don't know what's going to happen to them. So we can no longer, and I can no longer, as chair of this board, satisfy not only the citizens of Atlanta, but the citizens of the world that those ballots are still secure. So that is a major concern that I have right now. Again, my point is, once they were here, as long as they were here in the control of Fulton County, I was confident that they were safe and secure.
And honestly, I don't know why Rob Pitts is worrying about this, but anyway.
I'd like to make. This goes back to the 2020 elections. For the life of me, I still cannot understand the fascination about the 2020 elections, which occurred.
Yo, talk to Fani Willis, Rob. Come on, Rob. Talk to your girl, Fani Willis. Rob cannot stand Fani Willis and vice versa. But anyway.
So that is a
Ask
major
Fani.
concern that I have right now. Again, my point is, once they were here, as long as they were here in the control of Fulton County, I was confident that they were safe and secure. And the other point I'd like to make, this goes back to the 2020 elections. For the life of me, I still cannot understand the fascination about the 2020 elections, which occurred 6 years ago. That election is over with. That election has been reviewed, it's been audited, and in every case, every instance, we get a clean bill of health. If there's anybody who knows what happened in 2020 on that night at State Farm Arena, it was Fulton County Commission Chairman Rob Pitts. I was there. So the fascination with this, I still don't understand it, but we'll have more to say later.
I just want to say that Fulton County Department of Registration and Elections is always and will continue to maintain fair, transparent, and accurate elections. And we will continue to do the work of the electorate here in Fulton County.
We'll see.
The FBI is still in the building. We have fully complied. We will always comply with law enforcement and with the rules.
Unless your name is Fani Willis.
Of law. And that's what we do here in Fulton County. And that's all I have to say. Mr.
Okay, good. Rob's not going to answer any questions right now because we've got some more videos we have to get into. I don't know. It seems like a lot of nervousness going on. Everyone's saying, hey guys, the president, he's just being a bully. I don't know why he's here. Well, now we're going to hear from the actual commissioner, the Fulton County Commissioner, Dana Barnett. Or, I'm sorry, I always mispronounce her name. Dana Barrett. This person says Fulton County Commissioner Dana Barrett is losing it after the FBI raided an election center over potentially fraudulent 2020 ballots. She's screaming at this investigator that y'all are conspiracy theorists. Here we go.
What you're doing is extremely dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
Because you're spreading conspiracy theories.
It's not a conspiracy theory. Do you have $45? I'm not undermining. I'm not saying people are voting there. Ma'am, I'm not saying that people are voting there. I'm not saying people are voting there. I'm saying people are currently registered to vote there. We went around Fulton County the last few weeks and we see that people are currently registered to vote in places like empty lots, homeless shelters that closed 10 years ago. What would you do if you become Secretary of State to address that?
I'm not going to reply to conspiracy theories.
It's not conspiracy. It's a current, you can currently go on the.
And he's right. You can go and you can look and see that there were places where folks were registered to vote at that don't even exist in Fulton County.
voter rolls, purchase them for $45, and go there with us. We will gladly take you if you want to go to.
I appreciate what you're saying. I'm not going to respond to conspiracy theories.
How is that a conspiracy theory? It's an act of voter rolls. If you're going to be running for Secretary of State, you're in charge of maintaining the voter rolls. Don't you care about if people are registered to vote from empty
Thank you for your
lots?
questions. I appreciate it. I've got to.
Do you think it's a conspiracy theory that people are registered to vote from empty lots, though? Well, I have the ability to go wherever I want to. People are currently registered to vote in empty lots, Commissioner. And if you're going to run for Secretary of State, aren't you going to at least take a look at that?
Nope.
It took me $45 to purchase the voter rolls. You can do that as well for the Fulton County. You can see that people are registered to vote from empty lots. They're registered to vote at a MARTA bus station. Are you not going to do anything about that? You're just going to call that conspiracy theories again?
Call Fannie Willis.
We have exact addresses that you can go to right now. 205 Elm Street Northwest. It's an empty lot. You can go there right now and see it for yourself. Do you not care about that? You're an elected official and you don't want to address that?
It's a bad look. You don't want to answer these questions. Again, you can blanket your response and say, oh, well, I'm not going to respond to every conspiracy theory that's going on, but it doesn't make any sense. Just if there's something there, there's something there. If not, then there's not. What's the issue?
Commissioner, if you're going to be running for Secretary of State, and that involves maintaining clean voter rolls in one of the most important counties, I would say, in the United States.
I think what you're doing is extremely dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
Because you're spreading conspiracy theories.
It's not a conspiracy theory. Do you have $45? I'm not undermining. I'm not saying people are voting there. Ma'am, I'm not saying that people are voting there. I'm not saying people are voting there. I'm saying people are currently registered to vote there.
She said, let me
Jason,
in.
Right? People are currently registered to vote there. We're not saying people are voting there, Commissioner. We're saying clean the rolls.
Bro, I have been some of these things. It just seems like a TV show, to be honest. It doesn't even seem real that these questions are having to be asked and that this is going on. Well, of course, we're going to get into more of these officials that are just panicking, it seems like, because of what's being done by the FBI. If there's no issue there, hey, just say, you know what? We'll see y'all in court. This isn't right. We gonna handle business. That's not what I'm hearing here.
Hi, everybody. Listen, I know you're watching the news. You're seeing a lot of stuff about this FBI raid at the Fulton County elections and registrations. I'm on the inside right now. So I just want you to be like real discerning about all that you're hearing from people who are on the outside of what's going on. I'm going to give you the truth about what's happening. So they served a warrant, the FBI. This is.
Yo, what does it sound like? Hey, listen, so what had happened was like, I wasn't there. I was over there. They're not here. I'm here. They're there. And see, it's not really that serious. What was going on? I mean, maybe there's a little something over here, but listen, I mean, there's nothing there. We good. Yeah, y'all chill. Bro, why does she sound so nervous? There's nothing to see here. It's just it's Trump, man, MAGA. Come on, hey.
Hi, everybody. Listen, I know you're watching the news. You're seeing a lot of stuff about this FBI raid at the Fulton County elections and registrations. I'm on the inside right now. So I just want you to be like real discerning about all that you're hearing from people who are on the outside of what's going on. I'm going to give you the truth about what's happening. So they served a warrant, the FBI. This is Trump serving a warrant to go pick up the 2020 ballots, which are in a secure location inside of here, 700 boxes. The first warrant that they gave was incorrect legally, like they didn't follow the right procedure. They went back and they fixed it, and they came back, and now they are actually collecting the boxes. They are in the command, the chain of command in Fulton County is that once they are archived, they become the possession of the clerk of Superior Court, which is Shay Alexander. She is here and she is with them inventorying everything that they're taking. We, the commissioners, the chairman, the county attorney, are trying to figure out a legal plan as to maybe an injunction, a motion to quash. We don't know yet. We're trying to figure it out. We're getting all kinds of legal advice to stop this, because once they have the ballots, how do we then turn around and do something different when they've already got their hands on it? So this is an attempt to take your vote away. This is all about November 2026, about the primary on May 19th and then the November election. He does not want the midterm elections to take away his power. So he's trying to create chaos. So this is what he does. Chaos in Minnesota, chaos in Fulton County. We are a target. Protect your vote at all costs. I'm telling you, everybody always says your life depends on it. Oh, your life does depend on it this time.
This woman sounds nervous. Hey guys, help me out, please. I don't know what's happening. They're taking stuff. I mean, it's scary out here. I don't know what we're doing. Hey, let them have it. What are y'all so worried about? What are y'all so worried about? We've already seen admissions that hundreds of thousands of votes were not signed off on. We've already seen an election interference case that was dismissed and ruined by the district attorney herself. This just seems like a normal step in the right direction. We want to find out what really happened there, because you guys seem like you were trying so hard to stop anyone from looking into this. And now here we are. We got another press conference here. Oh man, it's getting scary.
Speak to the larger issue about what this is really all about. This is a scare tactic. This is something that we have seen done before.
Y'all sound scared.
This is to instill fear and chaos, something that our officials at the national level are doing on a daily basis. And this is not a surprise for us here in Fulton County. This is meant to make people afraid to go to the polls because midterm elections are going to be so crucial to course correcting what is going on in our country. So instead of taking care of people who are dying in the streets of Minnesota, they're here in Fulton County trying to get ballots from 2020 that have been in storage for now 6 years from when it was found that there was no problems with the 2020 election, that Fulton County runs excellent elections. And that is the fear, that Fulton County will again run an excellent election in 2026. It just won't turn out the way that they want it to. So this is a matter of what we've seen, the old tactics just coming back up again, resurfacing as something new, which it is not, and very predictable. The best thing you can do as a voter, I can do as a voter, what we all can do as a voter is protect your own vote. Don't get scared by these things. There's an election in May for a primary and there's an election in November. And we should all turn out, no matter what party you are voting for, to protect the right to vote in America. This is not just about Fulton County. Fulton County is right now the target, the only county right now fighting over an election that already happened, but it is coming to a place near you. This is the beginning of the chaos of 2026 that is about to ensue. So if we are starting this early in January, you can only imagine what is going to happen in October. So we need to be vigilant. We need to protect our rights to vote. No matter who you want to vote for, we need to do that. And that's what we're here to do today.
How is this preventing us from voting? No, this is just y'all getting looked into to see what was going on. I don't care about this, to be honest. I don't care. What does this have to do with me and my vote? Nothing.
So
y'all sweat. Y'all over there sweating.
Did you want to?
Yes, absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. Marvin Arrington Jr. This is absolutely crazy. A judge has sealed these records. Judge McBurney has these records under seal. They have filed a lawsuit seeking the exact same records and were denied access in that lawsuit. And because they were denied access in the civil lawsuit, they are now serving a criminal search warrant.
And who's the defendant?
And the criminal search warrant is under seal.
Right.
So we don't even know who the target of the investigation is.
Uh-oh. No wonder they're nervous. They don't know what they're looking for. Wait. They don't even know who they're looking at. Oh man, this has to be so nerve-wracking. Lord have mercy.
This is nothing but sowing the seeds of distrust, right? This is a full frontal attack on democracy. This is a code red in America, in Fulton County. We've seen it in Minneapolis, and now we're seeing it here in Fulton County. We must do everything that we can to protect the right to vote. These records are under seal. Judge McBurney has not issued an order opening these records or allowing these records to be viewed by the government. And until and unless he enters such an order, these records should not be seen or viewed by anyone. And so we're thankful to have our partners here from the state.
So it seems like somewhat of a loophole. The FBI said, all right, we won't look at him, but we're going to take him. And there's nothing you can do. So we'll wait for maybe Judge McBurney to say, hey, you guys could go ahead and look at him. And then we'll look at him. Wow.
Standing with us because this again is a full frontal attack on democracy.
No, it's not.
You know what? I mean, let me just say that. Let me just say that we are going to, you know, if there's a question of are we going to take all legal action to make sure that, you know, this, what I consider to be an assault on voters. This is an assault on your vote. So I think that, you know, Marvin is an attorney. I'm an attorney. We are all trying to figure out what to do about this. But what we know is that that does not even matter. We know in America right now, it does not even matter if what you are saying is the right thing. If our president wants to bring in the forces, he will, and he has. And so it's in Fulton County now. So we have to protect. You need to go to your voter page, make sure that you are still registered to vote. You need to check every week. You need to be unafraid of these scare tactics, and you need to go out there and vote. Because what they're mostly afraid of is that you will vote them out. That is what they are afraid of, because midterm elections are going to be a course correction in this country, and they know it, and that's what they're afraid of. So we will not be deterred.
Yeah,
we will work together in Fulton County. We will work together with our state partners, and we will move forward, and we will be here protecting your right to vote in Fulton County. Fulton County is a majority Democratic county. So don't be confused as to why this is happening in Fulton County. It's very easy. Follow it. This is not difficult. I don't want anybody to think like, oh, this is something that's so above my heads. It's not above your heads. You need to understand it as the people. You have the power to change this. And you know that this election in 2026 is going to be in your hands. So let's protect it.
Why do you think this is happening right now?
I mean, because it's never too early to start.
It's retribution. He is enacting retribution. He's enacting retribution on Fulton County, on Minnesota, on places that did not vote for him.
Why isn't he asking for the 20?
Bro, are you serious? It has nothing to do with the election interference indictment that turned out, and maybe there's something there. Boy, they scared.
24 ballots.
Commissioner, explain again.
How about the 2024 ballots? Do they want those, or there were no issues in 2024?
They couldn't get the ballots, so now this is a criminal offense, but there's no named defendant.
That's right.
Yeah, so there is a civil lawsuit going on where they were seeking the exact same records. They sent a subpoena. It was denied because of the existing court order that put those records under seal, put these voting records under seal. And they couldn't get it then. They sent a subpoena. They've done it like 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And so since they could not get it the proper way legally through civil action, now miraculously there is a criminal action with an unnamed defendant. Who's the unnamed defendant? What is this about? Well, if it was criminal, why didn't they file the criminal search warrant prior to getting denied 2 times in the civil court?
Does a criminal search warrant, when it is served, supposed to be unsealed?
I do not know. I think a judge needs to answer that question, and I have asked the county attorney, and Commissioner Ivory has asked the county attorney to file whatever we can file in order to stop this madness.
Are you hearing about other raids happening in other counties?
No, I heard they're going to try to, the FBI is supposed to be doing a press conference here at 6 o'clock.
Scoot over so we can bring Shay and Erica.
Yes.
She said, get out the way. No, we're not going to hear from Shay. Listen, they should be shaking. They should be scared. And I'll be interested to see what comes of this. As far as the FBI, again, not the biggest fan of the FBI in general, especially not right now under Kash Patel. We'll see what comes of this. Kash Patel did speak on this at some point. We'll get into that in another video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. Is Fannie Willis watching this shaking her head, or is she reaching under her pillow, grabbing that cash and getting ready to get up out of here? Let me know what y'all think. Shout out to the gang, man. Ooh-wee. Y'all are not having it with Fulton County. I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all. Thank you to Amy for reminding y'all to like the video. She is shaking like a cold beverage right now. Suspend their passports. They're about to get up out of there. Oh, they say, no, we ain't doing that. Y'all remember the suitcases full of ballots? We covered it here on the channel. They're scared. What color are the chicks' clown shoes? What does this idiot think that faith in Fulton County comes from? They're nervous. They're nervous. Wouldn't it help to verify votes, not to take it away? They're just babbling. Yeah, they sweating something. I wonder what it is. That's a fact. Good to see you in here, Samson. Tell Ray I said what's up. He's a good boy. The brother on the left look real nervous. They all look nervous. Fannie Willis is grabbing her cash and getting up out of there. Let me see. Let's go ahead and get ready for this next topic. This is going to be a fun one too. Whoops. Oh, hold on. I jumped ahead too much. Here we go. I got to roll this back because we are finally going to get to hear not only, hold on a second. Not only are we going to get to hear Brendan Banfield on the stand, but we're actually going to hear his testimony and cross-examination, which is going to be great. But for some reason, hold on a second. Hopefully this didn't reset. Let me double check and see. Y'all give me 1 second. I want to make sure we're still good. And if you haven't yet, can y'all please make sure you go over to the Jury of Your Peers channel and subscribe to that channel. I've got the link pinned in the description and in the live chat for you guys. So please go check that out. Let me see if I can find this. For some reason, it's looking like we might have skipped. We might have skipped ahead. So let me see if I can get y'all this testimony. Hold on. Bear with me a second.
Nick, somebody in training.
Your next question, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, we left off.
Here we go. I'm gonna find it for y'all.
Point when you were being.
She's grabbing that cash, y'all said? Yeah, for sure. Here we go. Yeah, for some reason it's not.
I would say I've requested to until we had discovery.
And why did you?
I was not questioned as they require things for my wife.
How are you? Do you want to talk?
All right, here we go.
We can chat.
Let me update this.
So you can see more.
And those are a different day, that appears.
Well, it looks like it's within hours. Yes, midnight happens and we've moved into another day, but you're still asking if you can talk to her, right? Going here, had others. This was not
Preliminary hearings, and it was my intention that I was going to testify at Juliana's.
Okay, here we go. Now we're in there. Sorry, y'all. It took me a second, but we got it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the love. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we've been covering everything that's been going on with this Brendan Banfield trial, and it's wild because obviously, as many of y'all know, the au pair, she took a plea deal and she said, listen, guys, I was in on it. I helped plan it. And Brendan was the one that pulled the trigger. Now, Brendan Banfield's on trial for the murder of the sad, tragic murder of his wife and another man who they set up to make it look like he murdered his wife. Yeah, it's crazy. So Brendan's on the stand. He's already testified over the past couple days. I wanted to get into the cross-examination because we know what Brendan's going to say. We've heard the defense. They're saying that Brendan came into the house. He found the other man there, Ryan. He found him there with his wife. He had stabbed and killed his wife. And then Brendan was the one that shot Ryan. Now, that's the story they're trying to get us to believe. I don't believe it for 1 second. But now we're going to get to hear from the prosecution, actually break this down and cross-examine him to see if we can find out more of the truth. Check this out. Crazy.
It's my power cord in your way. It's my power cord in your way.
Let me speed this up a little bit too. There we go.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Good. So let's understand. This is the first time you've told this story or any story about what happened in the bedroom on February 24th, 2023, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
About to get
And
cooked.
you did not tell the police on that day in the bedroom. You did not tell the police on that day in hospital. You did not tell them when you were back at the station, correct?
Judge, I'd object. May we approach?
We can approach.
It's a weird objection, but okay. Here we go.
Sorry, thank you. Let's try that again. You didn't tell the police in the house. You didn't tell them in the driveway. You didn't tell them at the hospital. You didn't tell them back at the station, correct?
I said what I did on the 911 call. I was not questioned by the police at the house, in the driveway, in the ambulance about what had happened.
Okay, but you were questioned at the police station. You didn't tell them then, right?
Actually, I was not questioned at the police station.
Okay. It's been 3 years. You have not had an opportunity to tell the police in the last 3 years what happened?
Yes, they have requested to speak to me. The police did request Detective Bryant, I believe, requested to speak to me at the hospital, not at the police station. And yes, they did request to speak to me through my attorney subsequently.
Okay, and you were given the opportunity to tell a court what happened when you were brought in to testify at Juliana's preliminary hearing, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and at that point in time, you didn't tell anybody this story, right?
I was advised that that defense of others is not relevant for preliminary hearings, and it was my intention that I was going to testify at Juliana's trial.
Okay, but at the preliminary hearing, you didn't even admit to Christine being your wife, correct?
That's what I was instructed to by my attorney.
Okay. So now that you've heard all of the evidence, every possible hearing that could happen in this case has happened. Now you are ready to tell us what happened. Is that accurate?
I was ready to tell what happened at Juliana's testimony, at Juliana's trial when that was scheduled for November.
Okay.
And I've been waiting to do that for mine. I was expecting my trial to be earlier than this too.
But at no point in time have you reached out to law enforcement to tell them, at no point have you had your counsel reach out to law enforcement to tell them this story.
Actually, I did
protecting
have.
your wife. Excuse me, I'm not finished. You have not asked anyone to talk about how you saved your wife or tried to save your wife, have you?
Actually, I did. I told counsel that I would participate in any of the civil investigations that was going to be involved with my agency, and that I would talk to them regarding this case as they required.
Okay, did you do that?
They did not take it up, was my understanding, because I believe that the Fairfax police did not want them to.
Okay, understood. Your affair with Juliana began in August of 2022, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you took trips together, correct?
Yes.
You communicated with her on Discord, is that correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Discord. Is that a messaging app that is secret, if you will?
No.
No? Okay, it's on your phone?
Yes.
Okay, and the two of you elected to communicate that way. Why not with Facebook Messenger like you communicated with Christine, your wife?
Uh-oh.
I think Discord is my favorite messenger app, and I use it a lot, both with my friends and the gaming groups that I was in. Christine
is a gamer, of course.
Discord.
Okay. You indicated earlier in your testimony yesterday, I think, that this affair with Juliana was really a nothing, right? This was just an affair. You had had others. This was not a relationship, correct?
I would say that it was a relationship, but it is an affair, but I wouldn't categorize it as serious.
Not serious, okay. Did you love her?
There was points that I told her that I loved her.
You told her that you loved her, but you didn't actually love her.
Oh, dang.
I would say that I had feelings for her, but they weren't nearly as strong as feelings for my wife.
Understood.
Yikes.
Okay, so let's take a look. Judge, I'd like to have displayed to the witness in counsel Commonwealth's 244.
Well, I guess him and Juliana are over then.
All right, so Mr. Banfield, these are your Discord messages with Juliana. Do you recognize the username APOCD2?
Yes, that's my
A little
Discord.
bigger so you can see. Has some more numbers after that, D21? All right, and that's you, right?
Yes, that is my Discord.
Okay,
name.
and Juliana is identified as Juliana, is that correct?
It appears to be.
Okay, so if we look at line 30, which I'll highlight for you here, February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2023, Juliana tried to break up with you, right?
Juliana broke up with me numerous times.
Okay, on this occasion, she said, I told you I'm seeing other people. We spoke about this already. I won't be
Oh, poor
going,
guy.
speaking of this trip to New York that you were going to take with Valerie,
Yes.
right? I'm sure you two will have lots of fun, something to that effect, right?
Yes.
Okay. This upset you, didn't it?
No.
No? Okay, you beg her in the next several messages to please talk to you, correct? How are you? Do you want to talk? We can chat. We'll scroll up so you can see more.
And those are a different day, that appears.
Uh-oh.
Well, it looks like it's within hours. Yes, midnight happens and we've moved into another day, but you're still asking if you can talk to her, right?
No, that appears to be what it says.
Okay. Judge, I'd offer into evidence Commonwealth's 244, the Discord messages.
Any objection?
Okay.
All right, 244 in evidence.
And Judge, if that's been published, the jury will let it linger for a second, and then if we can, take it down. Judge, if we can move to display to the witness and to counsel, Commonwealth's 245. Mr. Banfield, I'm going to just scroll through it. Let me know if you recognize this letter.
Yes.
All right, do you recognize this letter?
Yes.
And this is your letter to Juliana,
Correct.
written while she's incarcerated, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is it fair to say that in this letter you profess your undying love for Juliana?
Yes, it appears that I was definitely in love with her definitely starting in the summer of 23.
Oh, okay, so it was just before she was arrested that you were fully in love with her?
Well, that's when we had an opportunity to actually have a bit of a relationship. With other points were obviously very separated. I mean, I was still working a lot. Christina was obviously still around, and I was spending a lot of time with her. So it wasn't really until the summer of 23 that we had a lot of time together.
Okay, but in this letter, you're talking about the memories of times you spent together before Christine's death, correct?
It seems like some of them are before and some are after.
Okay, and the long hot cuddle, was that before Christine's death?
No, that was after. We rode a bike and
they were cuddling.
Went to lunch and got caught in the rain.
Okay. Judge, I'd offer this as Commonwealth's 245.
Any objection? No. 245 in evidence.
And again, you described here in the very first paragraph-ish, you came here and we fell in love. But you're suggesting that that love didn't happen until after Christine was dead?
As I said, that we did have feelings for each other prior, but I would not describe them as the level of feelings that I had for my wife of 19 years.
All right. Judge, if I can discontinue the display.
All right.
And if I can have Commonwealth's 246 shared with counsel and the defendant. Mr. Banfield, this one's 14 pages, so I'm not going to belabor this, but this is another love letter to Juliana. Is that accurate?
No, it looks that way.
Judge, I would offer this into evidence as Commonwealth's 246.
Any objection?
I don't know that there's a foundation for him identifying it, Judge.
Microphone, I just can't hear you.
Sorry, I don't know that he's actually identified it. I think he's just agreed with her
Oh,
statement.
I'm sorry. I thought he said, yes, this was his letter to Juliana. This is your letter to Juliana?
Yes.
All right, 246 in evidence.
We're just nitpicking now, man. Get that man out of there.
And here you said that she's your gym partner, helped you to be the strongest in your life. You've never had a consistent partner before.
Yes, that was referring to a gym partner.
I am obsessed with your happiness.
Yes.
But again, all of this is after Christine had passed?
If you look at that, it also is that I declared that she was a hero because, in my view, she saved my life that day. I think it's easier to fall in love with somebody that saved you.
All right. And I'm going to have you take a look, Judge, if we can pull this down. Commonwealth's 247. Do you recognize this item?
Yes.
All right, and this is another love letter
What
to
is it?
Juliana.
Let us see it.
Yes.
All right. Judge, I'd offer this into evidence. Commonwealth's 247.
Any objection?
No objection.
247.
That's what I'm saying. We want to see it, man. What'd the letter
Okay,
say?
you can pull this down.
I'm being too impatient. I'm sorry, y'all.
I can have you take a look at Commonwealth's 250. Do you recognize this letter?
Yes.
Again, you to Juliana?
Yes.
And in this one, you're discussing baby names for your future children with her?
That is something that you wanted to talk about.
Okay. Judge, I would offer this into evidence as Commonwealth's 250.
Any objection? 250 in evidence.
All right. But you are contending, again, these feelings, these very strong feelings, these let's be together for the rest of our lives feelings did not exist when your wife was alive.
Correct.
Okay, and they certainly did not motivate you to kill your wife.
Two and I weren't even together when
he's eating up that
Christine
much.
died.
All right. You had broken up, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you need to kill your wife to get her back?
Definitely not.
Okay. You've had multiple affairs, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and one of those affairs was with a woman named Danielle, who you met on a fetish site searching for sugar babies. Is that correct?
I would not call it a fetish site.
Okay. What would you call it?
He's looking for sugar babies. That's crazy.
An arranged relationship.
Okay, but you were looking for someone to be your sugar baby?
I guess.
Yo, this prosecutor is trolling him. Look at her face. It's like she's waiting for him to crack. That's messed up, man. Come on.
It was a relationship where they would already know that I was married. That was what I was looking for.
Okay. Another one of your affairs was with your best friend's wife. Is that correct?
No. First, he's
Come
not
on,
my best
Brendan.
friend. Number two, they were not married. They were not even together at that point.
They were, is that your understanding of what they believed? Or is that how you perceived their relationship? Did they think they were together?
I don't think so. My understanding is that she wanted to be with him and they were not together at that point.
Okay.
But no, they were definitely not married at that point or anything like that.
Okay, but you were married at that point.
Yes, I was married at that point.
All right, thank you. Let's talk about Christine and her
she's
apparent
trolling.
decision to solicit someone to fake rape her. You would agree.
What?
You have not seen today, nor are you aware of any phone history, computer history, indicating that she was interested in this type of relationship prior to January of 2023, correct?
I was aware that she was interested in this type of thing, but I was unaware of the messages or that she was pursuing this again, as it had been many years since she had expressed those feelings.
Okay, but there is no internet history that you're aware of predating January 2023, correct?
I'm not, could you ask that a different way?
Okay. From what you've seen in court, she sets this up. She's using a profile picture from a gym bathroom with like a Barbie doll. I think it's an Ariel doll in the picture. And that's a photo that she sent to you on that day, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did she have any other pictures in her Facebook cache that she could have used that you're aware of?
I don't know.
Okay. You never looked at her Facebook?
Yes, I look at her Facebook, but I don't use social media very much.
Okay. You presented us with 20 plus pictures yesterday. Were any of those photos available to her? They all came from her Facebook page, correct?
I don't know where they came from. I didn't arrange for them.
Oh, okay. Those weren't your photos that you were sharing with us?
Some of them appeared to be my photos, but I don't know. Some of them, I believe, were my mother's. Some of them, I think, were Christine's. A lot of times, Christine and I, we would, if we were to share photos, we shared them on Messenger.
Okay. All right. And in the pictures that you all had shared on Messenger, there was not a single other photo of Christine where she wasn't in a public bathroom that she could have used as her profile photo?
I'm sure she could choose whatever profile photo she would have wanted. I don't know why. I mean, it appears that she took the photo that day and used
All
the
right,
photo
stop
that day
talking,
for
Brendan.
herself.
That was sufficient. You're good.
When these solicitations occurred between Christine and the other users on FetLife, she was looking for someone that she expected to engage with her sight unseen, correct? There were not to be any meetings in public in advance of this hookup.
That is what the messages seem to appear.
Okay. And she was only doing this when either you or Juliana were home, correct?
It appeared to me that it happened when I was not home based on what was presented today often.
Right, but Juliana was home, correct?
I don't necessarily know where Juliana was at those points.
You just know that you weren't there, correct?
Well, we went through lots of the evidence that showed that there was many times that I wasn't there. There was points that it showed that the messages were logged into from the CBRN email that Juliana states that she has no knowledge of, never logged into, doesn't know the password to. And so if Juliana is the home, whether she is or not, the only other person that is home is Christine that
Right. But most importantly, you are not home, correct?
It appears that there was many messages that were sent while I was home and many messages
Just
that
say
were
you
sent while
weren't
I
home,
wasn't
dude.
home.
I am asking, you were not home.
There is both messages that from when I was home and when I was not home, it appears.
Okay. So
He knows what she's trying to do.
the person that she picked again was
It's
one
good.
who was willing to come to her home, not a hotel, without any sort of public meetup first, as seemed to be the ask from most of the other participants on FetLife. Accurate?
I didn't read the other messages between other people.
Okay. And this person needed to be willing to bring a knife, correct?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't see an ask for the knife.
No problem. You were present for your daughter's birth. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, were you aware that Christine received medication to address her blood clotting disorder?
My experience is that she did not, that they tested her in her prenatal experience and that she did not require a medication for it, but they were going to monitor her for it during the delivery.
Okay, because you were aware she had a blood clotting disorder, correct?
I am aware that she has a blood clotting disorder.
Okay.
Interesting.
When you set this whole thing up,
I didn't set this whole thing up.
I'm sorry, when Christine set this whole thing up, it was scheduled to occur minutes after her family was leaving the house at 7 a.m.-ish, correct?
I don't know what time her family was leaving the house.
Oh, you hadn't shared with her your plan to go to your meeting early the next morning?
I didn't have a meeting the next, I'm sorry, could you ask the question again?
Sure, the night before on the 23rd,
Oh,
right?
23rd, sorry.
When she is setting this up, she's scheduling it to occur at 7:20-ish a.m., which was going to be minutes after everyone had left the house to go to the zoo, to go to the big meeting, right?
And what she's asking him about, in case y'all don't know, she's asking about the meeting that was set up through this account that Brendan and Juliana allegedly set up, that she was going to meet this guy. He was supposed to bring a knife and they were going to do some freaky stuff. Now, Brendan, he's saying, and his defense is that he didn't do this. He didn't set all this up. Juliana is lying. And it was actually set up by Christine. Weak defense, but this is the situation that they're talking about. So we'll get into it here.
That is what the messages seem to say.
Okay, and are you telling us that your wife was not aware that you had this big meeting scheduled for the 24th?
She was aware that I had the meeting scheduled.
Okay, and was she aware that the nanny was taking your daughter to the zoo?
It appears to me that she arranged for Juliana to take Valerie to the zoo. She got the parking tickets to take her to the zoo. She had planned it, I don't know, a week, 10 days prior.
Right, and the zoo opens at 8 o'clock and everyone's leaving at 7, but she scheduled Joe Ryan to come over at 7:20. Is that correct?
I don't know what time she scheduled exactly.
Okay, and you indicated that you were
We need
not
our
aware
body
that
language
she had
expert
taken
for this.
February 24th off until just the day before, right?
That is correct.
Okay, but that's not accurate because her parents were scheduled to come while you were going to be out of town the night of the 24th. Isn't that correct?
I believe they were going in the evening, and then she would already be back from work.
I see. So your expectation was that she was working that day, but their expectation and everyone else's expectation is that she would be home.
I don't believe it was ever stated that she was going to be home, that they were aware she was going to be home. My experience was that she was scheduled to work until that day.
But her parents were coming for dinner.
I don't know if they were coming for dinner. I think they were traveling through. I don't know why they were coming exactly.
Okay.
Because I think they were going to Florida or continuing on.
Okay. And it would be your contention that on the morning of this planned tryst, she took her phone and turned it off herself and put it in the kitchen drawer?
I don't know. I did not see her turn off the phone.
Okay, you didn't see her with her phone at all, did
I
you?
saw her with her phone in the morning when I was getting ready.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, and she was on her phone in the morning when you were getting ready?
Yes, she had her phone in the morning,
And you said that was 6:30.
roughly. I mean,
Okay.
I was in and out getting ready in that morning, so it's hard to say an exact time.
So then would it surprise you if the digital forensics, Mr. Litsky's work would show that she was not on her phone at 6:30 or really any time before or after that with any?
I saw her with her phone. It was on the bed. She had the laptop also on the bed.
Got it. Okay, so she was just with the phone, not using the phone.
Yes.
I see. Let's talk about what happened in the room that morning. You leave the house, you go to McDonald's, and you're in the bathroom there for 7 minutes. Is that correct?
I believe that's what the time showed.
Okay, and you don't leave the bathroom until Juliana calls you at 7:37. Is that correct?
Amy's not buying it.
I believe that's the time. I don't have the time in front of me.
Okay, but as you're leaving the bathroom, you don't call 911.
I did not.
Okay, and you don't tell Juliana to call 911.
No, I did not.
You don't run out of McDonald's. We've seen you on the video. You walk to your car.
I thought it looked like I was walking faster than normal.
Okay, but you're not concerned. You said at this point in time, you didn't have any reason to worry. You thought maybe she was just having an affair, another one, correct?
That was my original thought.
Okay, so out of curiosity, if
That's
she's having
crazy.
another affair, why are you going back to the house at all? Why didn't you tell Juliana just to go to the zoo with Valerie? Don't worry about it. It's just another affair.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be telling Juliana about Christine's affairs. That's not something I would discuss with her.
Why not? You're having an affair with Juliana.
We discussed basically nothing about Christine together. She
Come
didn't
on,
want
bro.
to know anything about Christine.
Okay.
Are y'all buying this? I don't know. It's not looking great. Let me know what y'all think. we'll get back into this testimony from Brendan Banfield. A lot of this cross-examination is interesting because, again, he's just making it sound like Juliana didn't know about Christine. Christine didn't care to know or didn't know about Juliana, or she knew, and it was just what it was. They had affairs. That's what they did. I don't know. It's a weird situation. Let's keep it going.
So you're leaving the McDonald's. You're heading back home to catch your wife in the affair then?
I was very unsure of what was going on at that point. It went through my mind that it was possibly going to be an affair, but I did not know what it was.
Okay, so when you arrive at the house, you're saying that Juliana brings Valerie in after you to the basement. Is that correct?
Yes, and she also said that she followed me later. She didn't say that I told her.
Okay, and at that point in time, again, you're still thinking you're just busting your wife having sex with some guy.
I did not know, once again, exactly what was going on. That was a consideration, that it was possible that she was having an affair, but I did not know what was happening at that time.
Okay, but be it catching her in an affair or this question mark something else that you haven't defined, why wouldn't you tell the babysitter to take your daughter back outside?
I believe that she was safe in the basement. I thought they were okay there. I did not perceive that they were in danger at that time. I told them to stay at the car. I don't know why she chose to come to the house.
Okay, but you're law enforcement, and this is your house. You're not going to tell them what to do to ensure that they are safe when you have this doubt about what's going on?
I understand that, and it may have been a mistake that I didn't send them back out, and it's something that I've thought about many times.
Okay. You indicated that you haven't drawn your gun until you're on the stairs up to the bedroom and can hear what you think are sex noises coming from the bedroom. Is that correct?
No, I stated that when I was on the main floor, I believed that the noises were sex, moaning, things like that. But later on, when I was climbing the stairs, I had already changed my thought, and I thought that what I believe are strikes sounded too sharp, too.
Right, your mind changed. It wasn't sex anymore. Now it sounded bad.
Yes.
Okay. At that point in time, there's a lock on the outside of your basement door, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't lock the basement door, did you?
I'm not sure I've ever locked that.
Well, the lock is there, isn't it?
It was there when it came with the house. I don't believe I've ever used that lock at any point.
Okay, but it would have presumably kept your babysitter and your child from leaving the basement and following you, as we know Juliana did, up to the room where bad things were now happening, right?
I guess that's possible, but I never thought of that lock. It's not something that's in my general thought pattern, as it's not something we ever use.
Okay, so you followed your training and pulled your weapon and walked up the stairs with the gun out. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, and when you turned and saw Juliana had followed you, at that point in time, you're worried that bad things are happening, correct?
Yes, I am.
Did you tell her to call 911 at that point?
No, I was moving quickly towards the door.
Did you tell her to go back downstairs and get your daughter out of the house at that point?
I wasn't worried about Juliana at that point. I was worried about Christine.
Okay, and you weren't worried about your daughter at that point either then, right?
I don't think Valerie was on the top of my mind when I believed that Christine is being injured, and that was at the forefront of my mind.
So you get up to the room with your gun drawn, and you see what's happening. You see Joe Ryan behind your naked wife with something metal in his hand. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And at that point in time, you yell police, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
He's not the police, by the way.
You did not yell for Juliana, who's behind you, to call 911.
I didn't know that Juliana was behind me or had climbed the stairs at that point. I had only seen her on the main floor leave at the door. I did not see her climb the stairs at that point.
Okay, but you told us that the foyer is this big echoey chamber that you can hear from anywhere in the house. If she's in the foyer and you're standing at the door, whether or not she's immediately behind you, if you yelled, call 911, she would hear you, wouldn't she, in this echoey foyer?
Yes, she would hear that.
Okay, but you didn't do that, did you?
I was focused on the tense situation that was in front of me.
It's fair. It's reasonable.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask.
I don't believe it, but.
Just a moment while I log back in.
I don't believe it, but it's fair assessment.
Judge, if I can have the witness and counsel take a look at Commonwealth's 251. Mr. Banfield, is this the person that you saw when you entered the bedroom? Joseph
Yes.
Ryan? Yes?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I'd offer Commonwealth's 251 into evidence.
Any objection?
Your Honor, object to relevance.
Overruled, 251 in evidence.
So,
Judge said they're
this
going
man,
with it.
Joseph Ryan, planned to kill your wife, having left this completely discoverable trail on the internet. Is that correct?
I have no idea what his plans were.
Okay. So you think maybe he came for another reason and then at some point his mind changed?
I don't know.
Okay. Did he say anything to you that would lead you to believe that he stabbed your wife on the spur of the moment?
I mean, it appeared to be somewhat related to me telling him that I was going to arrest him. But besides that, I'm unsure.
Okay, well then let's nail this down. I thought you had said that when you entered the room, the knife is in his hand, the other hand's maybe on her neck, somewhere in her hair, and she's already bleeding, correct?
I believe that there was already blood in her hair.
Okay, so in your version of this, he had already stabbed her when you walked in the room.
In your version
I believe
of this.
so.
Okay, and you then saw him stab her.
I guess I'm not sure. It could have been at that same. It could have been at that same time that he already has the knife to her neck. So I don't know if that he stabbed her before or that it was at that point that the knife is already to her neck that the blood goes to her hair.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Let's go back then and talk about your testimony. You described that when you came in, Christine was moaning/yelled. You thought she was being stabbed. She went to her
Sad.
left. And it seemed he, Joseph Ryan, was putting forward movement. That's what you testified to, right? So that would be the first stab that you saw.
The knife is inside of her hair, which would be at the location of her neck. I can't tell. Christine was yelling and obviously in pain. So I might think that
I thought he said she was moaning,
had the knife
though.
pressed to her at that point.
So we know from the medical examiner, and you know because you got to hear it, that she was stabbed 7 times and then had an 8th cutting wound, correct?
I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but yes, that sounds familiar.
Okay, and you've described for us that she's already bleeding and that you see a forward movement, but you can't really tell what happened, right? And then you told us a bit ago that there's an exchange between you and Joe Ryan. You tell him to let her go at least one more time after this exchange, and it appears that he forcefully stabs Christine. She spins away toward you and lands on her stomach on the ground. So there's one clear stab.
It's not towards me, it's away from me.
Okay, but that is one moment when you see Joe Ryan stab Christine, correct?
Yes, and then downward after she went to the floor. So
Okay, so you believe that's another stab?
I'm only positive of the 2.
Okay, so you've got 2. So there's 5 more. When did he stab her those other 5 times?
The knife is inside of her hair. I can't tell the movement. I can't tell how that is looking at that time. And I don't know exactly what happened before I arrived either.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
well, she had to get 5 more wounds at some point. And you're telling us that when you get into the room, she's capable of speech, correct?
Yes.
Okay, she says a lot of stuff. She says that he's got a knife, right? Brendan, he's got a knife.
Yes.
She says that. And she says at one point that she wants you to put more pressure on her neck, correct?
Yeah, she told me to put my hand there, and then she put more pressure on my hand.
And then at one point, she tells you she can't see, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And all of this talking is happening with what at that point in time has to be all 7 of the wounds in her neck, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, if I can hold down the current display. Take a look at Commonwealth's previously admitted 23.
23 under seal?
I'm sorry, 22. I apologize.
22 under seal.
All right, and these are the wounds on the left side of her neck, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And if I can have the witness and the jury take a look at previously admitted Commonwealth's 25, also under seal. And these are the wounds on the right side of her neck, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and she's chatting with you with these wounds in her neck, correct?
Yes, her voice is very hoarse. She was having difficulty speaking, but yes, she was talking to me.
Okay. So going back to Joe for a moment, you are not aware of what his plan was, whether it be to kill her or that may have just been something that happened while he was there, correct?
I know nothing about Joe Ryan prior to these interactions in the bedroom.
Okay. But you know from having sat through this trial what the
This is
Commonwealth's evidence
consistent.
is, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you know that he texted with someone on Christine's laptop that whole morning, correct?
Yes.
And you know that he laid out his expected arrival time, correct?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you catch that he stopped at Walmart on his way to your house and bought personal lubricant because your wife?
Object. She's
What's your legal objection?
talking
Speculation.
about the case, and she's having him corroborate what their case is.
I don't know what that legal objection is. What's the legal?
It's not relevant.
Overruled.
I'm aware he went to Walmart.
I'm sorry, you're aware he went to Walmart, right?
Yes.
And then he bought personal lubricant for your wife, correct?
I guess.
Who
I don't
he may
know.
or may not have been intending to murder, correct?
I don't know why he brought personal lubricant.
Okay. He left his car parked in your driveway in broad daylight, which you saw, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and he left his 2 cell phones in his car per the instructions that your wife gave him on Telegram, correct?
Which is crazy, by the way.
I guess. I saw the pictures on the floor. I didn't know where they were.
Okay. You said that you heard what you thought initially were sex noises, right?
Yes.
Okay, but we know from the physical evidence recovery kits that were taken from both Mr. Ryan and your wife that there was no semen, no DNA from Mr. Ryan found in or around your wife's genitalia, correct?
That's my understanding.
Okay. So how long do you think passed between your instructions to Joe Ryan to put down the knife, let her go, let her go, let her go, and your wife is bleeding before you shot him?
Not that long. Under a minute.
Under a minute. Okay, so if we were to count out 60 seconds, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, that would be a minute. And in that time, you did not shoot him.
I did not shoot him, and I did not shoot him prior to Christine going to the floor.
Okay, and at that point in time that she's going to the floor, we're at least 6 stab wounds in, right?
To the best of my knowledge, it's hard to see. Also, I'm aiming down my sight at Joe, and so I'm not focused exactly on Christine. You have a narrowed view when you're aiming down a firearm.
And you just couldn't pull the trigger, could you?
I was afraid.
Okay. And you are a trained law enforcement officer,
Aw,
correct?
he was scared.
I am,
Poor
but
guy.
I have my shooting record is on the lower end for the qualifications, and there is not a lot, and there's very little space there. And I was afraid of hitting her.
Okay.
He was a sucky shot, is what he's saying.
Mr. Ryan did not have a gun, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
You also had handcuffs, correct?
Yes.
You didn't use those to apprehend Mr. Ryan, correct?
Looking back on it, I should have handcuffed him after my shot. Would be would be something that I should have done looking back at it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your weapons training. You said that you go to the range monthly to keep up on your skills. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say I go roughly every month, every other month when I can.
Okay, so would it then surprise you that when you took Juliana in October of 2022, that you hadn't been since one time in April and one time in May of that year, and prior to that, not since 2020?
I was going to Blackfish Armory as my primary place. We had the Treasury Department had a contract with them, and I didn't have to pay for them, but the contract ended. And so then I went back to Silver Eagle Group.
When did the contract end?
I'm not sure, but Blackfish Armory actually went out of business. They were in Chantilly, so that was pretty close to me. So that's where I was primarily going prior to Silver Eagle Group.
Okay, but you were going to Silver Eagle Group in 2020, and then you went to Silver Eagle Group in April and May of 2022, and then in October and December when you took Juliana. So at what point in time did you transition to Silver Eagle Group?
I mean, I guess I came to Virginia in 2019, so I guess probably in 2019, 2020, 2021, it sounds like I was probably going to Blackfish Armory instead of Silver Eagle Group.
Well, without speculating, what do you remember doing?
That's not something that I remember the transition of exactly between the two.
Okay. Why did you teach Juliana to shoot?
Because it was a nice day.
It was something that we could do together. It was, in terms of many activities, it was
that's sweet.
Something that was going to be out of the house. And generally when I could or she could, we would do activities together. It was something I was already going to do, and she wanted to come with me.
Okay. And you gave her the code to your safe in your bedroom, correct?
She realized that it was the same code as the door when I was putting away my gear during the day.
So your gun safe code is the same as the door code to your house that your child and wife and babysitter have access to?
They had their own codes, but my code was the same between my door and my safe in my car. It was the same for all of them.
That seems normal.
So Juliana didn't have the door code because that's how she got in and out of the house.
She had her own door code to get in and out of the house.
Okay, so you gave her the code to your safe.
Those are different. I have my own code to the door, and she has her own code to the door, and my mother has her own code to the door, and Christine has her own code to the door. She just, being next to me, going in and out of the house, knew my code.
So when you observed your babysitter picking up your code, because she was able to see, you didn't think that was a good time to change the code?
It wasn't a concern of mine at that point. I didn't think about it. Also, I don't think I've ever changed
Such a responsible gun owner.
After the initial setup. It wasn't something I was on my mind.
Okay. Is that part of your law enforcement training, that it's okay for people to have the code to your gun safe?
I am aware that others in my department had family members that were aware that they knew the code, that they knew their codes.
Okay.
Is this a breaking time for lunch, or you let me know?
Okay. I only have a little bit left, Judge. If I can have 10 more minutes.
That's fine.
I won't make everybody starve, but just a little bit. Thank you.
She said 10 more minutes. All right.
Do you have any life-saving training as a result of your law enforcement background?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. And your life-saving training tells you that Juliana should be the one to call 911 while you are attending to Christine. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, but when Juliana hadn't called 911, you didn't think that was the time at which maybe you should do it?
I didn't realize that she didn't call 911 immediately because I was focused on Christine. So I wasn't looking at Juliana after I told her to call 911. I was looking at Christine.
Okay, so you're also then not aware that Juliana hung up on 911 15 minutes prior to the call where you spoke to them?
My awareness was that she made that original call in the upstairs room.
She made the original call in the upstairs room, and where were you?
No, my understanding is that she actually made the call originally while she was in the basement.
Oh, not the upstairs. Okay. Okay, so you weren't there then, is your contention?
I never heard her make the original call. I never saw her make the original call.
And you certainly didn't tell her to hang up the phone.
No, I knew nothing about the original call until far later.
Okay, so while you are tending to your wife and exchanging hand placement with her over the wounds that we saw, you did not at that point in time use the towel, the blanket, the sheet, or the other blanket to staunch the flow of blood from her neck?
It wasn't until I was instructed to by 911 to do that. Pressure is a different form of treatment that we were taught, and that is also what Christine was doing. I believe that was the best course of action at the time.
To put pressure on the wound that was so large that your finger went inside of it, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when first responders arrived, you agree you're on video holding her neck with your bare hand, correct?
I think so.
So where had the towel, the blanket, the sheet gone at that point after you were instructed by 911?
I think the towel was right next to me, but...
It was under your knees, wasn't it?
I don't know.
You don't recall.
I thought it was right next to me.
Thank you. Nothing further, Judge.
All right.
All right, there it is. Let me know what y'all think. Prosecutors backing him into a corner here about what happened. He hasn't been shaken yet, surprisingly. I mean, he stuck to the story that he was the one who found Christine and Mr. Ryan together. Be interesting to see how this plays out. Let me know what y'all think in the comments and in the chat. Shout out to the gang, man. Thank you to everybody who is in here showing love and support. I appreciate y'all commenting. Appreciate y'all watching the trial with us. We're going to be back here tomorrow. As you guys know, tomorrow morning we will be here. So make sure if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time we go live. We'll be dropping more content as we go throughout the afternoon and to tomorrow morning as well. Subscribe to Amy's channel. Go over there and show her some love. Thank you to Les Cleaver for showing support and for being a member for 15 months as well. I appreciate y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And as always, you know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We go. Peace.